In this video, we will review how to force a circuit defrost in ORL. To force a defrost, navigate to either the Circuit System Overview tab or RC Config Circuit Group tab. On either of these pages, find the column of the circuit you wish to affect and find its row for the defrost override selection. You can quickly identify this point by its default display of No Action. By right-clicking on the cell, you will be given four options: No Action, Force a Defrost, Terminate a Defrost, and Emergency Defrost. No Action effectively cancels your selection and forces no behavior to occur. The Force a Defrost option will force a defrost given no failsafes are restricting the force. In most normal circumstances, forcing a defrost in this manner will not be restricted by any logic. Two common scenarios in which a defrost might be restricted during a forced defrost are the concurrent defrost limit and the high case temperature readings, which would either postpone or stop a forced defrost from occurring. The max concurrent defrost limit is configured at the top of the Circuit Group tab in the RC Config settings. This value will limit the number of circuits that can go into defrost at the same time. When a defrost is forced on a circuit where multiple other circuits are already defrosting at this limit, the force will not initiate until after one of these current defrosts has completed. This same behavior will occur if multiple circuits are scheduled to go into defrost at the same time, where the number of circuits exceeds the concurrent defrost limit. The circuits unable to defrost at this time will stay in a queue and will defrost once the concurrent defrosts have dropped below the limit. On this site, that would be when less than two of the circuits are actively defrosting. This failsafe is most commonly used to protect against electrical overload on circuits with electric defrost. Aside from the max concurrent defrost limit, each circuit has its own observed concurrency option in its configuration. This allows the option to limit only certain circuits where safety or load might be a concern. With this feature, you can allow for some circuits to defrost at any number, while other, more critical circuits would maintain those concurrent defrost limitations. The other scenario affecting a forced defrost operation is when high case temperatures exceed the defrost termination limit. In the case of circuit D06 here, the case temperature is above the defrost termination threshold, and defrost will not be allowed to be forced as it is terminating immediately upon the command. If the minimum defrost time is configured with a value greater than 1, it will allow the circuit's defrost time to be forced for that minimum duration only, but will not be an effective defrost duration. Other limitations to be aware of are the pump down delay, a drip delay, or evaporator fan delay, which will delay the start of a defrost, the start of the refrigeration cycle, or the start of the evaporator fan cycle, respectively. Returning to the defrost options, we also have an emergency defrost option. Emergency defrost will force a defrost with no regard for the high temp or concurrent defrost limits. This defrost option bypasses all failsafe protections and can be dangerous to use without considering all failsafe variables. It is always best practice to reserve the emergency defrost option for when a technician is present on site to evaluate the system's behavior and risks. That being said, this option will allow for an unlimited number of circuits to be forced into defrost where they will terminate only based on their maximum defrost duration. Please note that the pump down, drip time, and fan delays will still be utilized during an emergency defrost. The Terminate Defrost command will end a defrost cycle of both a regular defrost and an emergency defrost and return the circuit back to normal operation. Additionally, an overview of the normal defrost schedule can be reviewed at any time via the Defrost Schedules button located at the bottom of the layout.